In today's episode, we're going to be talking to the amazing Jenn Algarate. She will talk us about her journey, where she comes from, what happened to her, and how she went from working with the family business and to being a single mother living in the Philippines by herself and homeschooling her young child, and the obstacles she came about it, and how she changed her mindset to become abundant, not only in her time, but actually financially in the bank account too. Let's find out. Welcome, welcome. It's Gull Khan here, your money mindset expert, and I have the honor and the pleasure of speaking to the one and only Jenn Algarate. I hope I pronounced your name correctly, Jenn.
Yes, yes.
Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing really
Hello,
well.
everybody.
I'm doing really well, Jenn. I'm super excited to be speaking to you. And I know we have an amazing episode for our audience too, because these are Friday features. These inspirational stories are amazing. And you are one heck of an amazing lady. I have so much respect and love and appreciation for you. And not just because you're part of my team, but because I've seen your journey and I've seen where you've come from. And I'm so excited to share that with our audience today, because they will truly get inspiration from you, from your story, from your mindset, to help them on their journey. So, Jenn, before we get started on your, how you got here, tell us what do you currently do, and so tell us about what you do at the moment.
Well, I'm at the moment an online business manager for my clients. I'm your business development manager, but for my other clients, I manage their businesses. I have just onboarded a local company here in the Philippines, and I'm happy to say that I still charge her or that company the way I charge my international clients. Thank you, because of you and the mindset that you've taught us in the mastermind. It's kind of like an opening for me because I've had that clarity. So before I was kind of stuck like what do I offer, and what value can I give my clients? But working with you has always reminded me that you've always told me that I am enough. The work that I do has so much value that and I'm very thankful for you for that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, this is all about you. So let's talk more about you. So you're currently working as an online business manager, and I'm one of your many clients. I know you've got a big portfolio now. So that's amazing for where you are at the moment, and you're hitting your goals of being financially free. So currently you're working around your, is it 7 or 8-year-old daughter?
7-year-old daughter.
Yeah, and you're homeschooling her as well.
Yes, I'm now a single parent with my 7-year-old daughter. I'm homeschooling her. This is the second year we're doing that.
So on top of your business, you also have a full-time role as not just being a parent, but homeschooling your child. So that must take a lot of time and effort and organization.
Yes, because we had to, in the beginning, because I didn't know how it went, we had to like schedule it as if we were going to regular school. Like, we have to prepare, we have to have lunch, and then the time, we block the time as if we were going to school. But it actually didn't work because maybe because my daughter is a creative, so she doesn't like the traditional kind of thing.
Structure. Yeah, which is understandable. Okay, so now let's talk about your journey. So I know your journey because I know you personally, but I want you to tell our listeners, where did you originally start, and how do you get to being, as you say, a 40-something-year-old, a single mother living in the Philippines by yourself? So take us on your journey. What happened to you, and how did you go from where you were before, and what kind of lifestyle did you have before to where you are now, and what happened on the way?
Well, let's just say that I never rented house. This is my first time. We had help at home. If I travel, I used to travel all the time. And if I travel, our help would just prepare the luggage. I'll just put in whatever I want to bring. And then when I leave to travel, I just bring the luggage. And then I have two special kids, two special boys. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I have two special needs boys. They're with my ex-husband now, but before, when we were together, my only problem then was which car to use and where to go.
Yeah.
Money was abundant then because we were in the construction business. It was a family business.
Were you working then, or were you just managing your home at that time?
Well, I was working in the family business. The construction was a family business. We inherited it from my mother-in-law. So that was a business. We were in that business for 15 years.
Oh, wow, okay.
So, and then we went into a brick and mortar kind of business, like a mortar shop, and that didn't go well. And then that time was the the downturn. And then from that point, we got separated. My daughter then was only a year and a half. So we had to stay with my parents for about 6-7 months. And then when I decided that we had to leave, we just left. I told my parents that we're moving out, and we just left. And I didn't have any income. I didn't have any work. I was trying to apply for corporate. I want to go back to corporate. But the discrimination, there's, because of my age, and because there are newly graduates that's from university who charge lower than than somebody in my statue. So yeah, it was really difficult. It came to a point where we really had nothing. But then I was then following you secretly.
You were stalking me at that time, weren't you?
Yes. So I kind of like stumbled upon your I think it was then the magnanimous mindset makeover group. So I was like just reading, and then you always had posts then. And then I remember I went into to book a call with you, and then you told me then that I wasn't ready.
Yeah, I'm very blunt, aren't I? I'm like, no.
I didn't understand then what you meant when you said I wasn't ready. So, but then I was slowly working on my mindset then.
Yeah.
Like, when it came to a point where the depression came. And, I was just like looking at my daughter and saying, what do I do? We're two from here. What's going to happen to us? So, but then again,
no source of income, no one to support you. It was just you and your daughter alone. And place when you had abundant money now to pretty much poverty, right?
Yes. And then money comes in like, twice in a year, and you just spend all of it because of the bills, the rent, and all the expenses. So, and then I was applying for remote freelance work, and I wasn't getting anywhere with it. So when I started to, like, at the end of those thoughts, and then I would tell myself, well, we're still luckier than other people because we have roof over our head. We have food to eat, even if there's like, instant food like noodles and stuff like that. But we still have food to eat. We fill our stomach. So when I started doing that, and then, I started following you and others, who talk about mindset, I didn't know what, mindset shifting was. I didn't understand it. But when I was saying, I'm being grateful every single day because we're still alive. I mean, we're healthy.
You're showing gratitude, and you got into the energy of gratitude, which is a really important element, and that I talk about as well. And I think other people, I think that like Martin, who you follow, they all talk about the importance of gratitude with whatever you have at the moment. That's very important, and that puts you, when we're in the energy of gratitude, more abundance, more good flows to you, and that's probably what happened, right?
Yeah, and then I spent my last money paying a mentor who actually really taught me how to do the virtual assistant work.
Okay, VA work.
VA work. So it was all just basic, really basic. And then I went through, having client now, and then after 2 months, you don't have any client, and then it will last for about 6 months, and then the savings we had was depleted, and then, but during those times, I was working on myself then.
Yeah.
Building.
But so now you would understand the difference. So when we did finally work together, we did work together. When you were ready, I took you on. But before that, you understand. Now looking back, you understand why. When I said you're not ready, why that was the case. That you weren't ready. That was the reason why, because you had to do some foundational work yourself. So you were ready to do my intense, truly transformational work, right?
Yeah. Had you accepted me then, nothing would have happened, because I wouldn't even understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So yes, it was really the right, it wasn't really the right time then. And it took a while. It took some time for me but because I was really determined, and I was like always, being grateful, that I think the transformation, when it started, that then my journey started, because it just like I had a turbo on me, like, it went fast paced.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really happy all the time, because I still went through blocks.
Of course, that's the whole point. So I mean, this is so important to remember, guys. When you are having those transformations, it's not gonna be a smooth sailing thing. Okay, now I'm just gonna go through this I'm gonna metamorphosize from this caterpillar into a butterfly. No, when the butterfly is coming out of the cocoon, it has to push and pull and the wings. And if you actually help the butterfly when it's coming out of the cocoon, the butterfly will never fly, because the pushing element actually pushes the fluid through the wings, allowing it to flutter and actually fly in the end. And that is an important process. So this is what you were going through. You were going through your metamorphosis when you're coming out from the cocoon. And so you had the ups and downs, and that's part of your growth. Really important.
Really, yes. And now, looking back, I really realized that it had to happen. It really had to happen, because had it not happened, then I won't be here right now. Yeah. I won't be able to, what's the term? Magnetize the clients my ideal clients. Yeah. The clients I like to work with, the clients that I believe in what they do. And because of that, I attract the clients that I want to work with. Yeah. So it's really important to because some people would say, okay, I know law of attraction, I'm practicing it, but nothing's happening. So and the same thing happened to me before. It's the same thoughts. And so when I started my transformation, that was the only time I understood what law of attraction really meant. So it's not really, it's like just thinking, being positive. It's not just that.
Again, so this is, yes, you have to be positive, but by artificially thinking positive doesn't work. That's why we've gone through intensely. The mastermind is very intense and it's truly transformational, but you have to be ready for that, because this is when you have to change your internal programming. So you change the way you think internally rather than artificially, momentarily thinking I love money, money loves me, and 99.9% of the time thinking money hates me and I hate money. That truly internal transformation takes place, and you've experienced it firsthand. So you change, you just find yourself thinking, behaving, believing differently, not just about money, but everything, what's possible for you. So you get abundance in true sense of the word, in your finances, in your relationships, in your happiness, and by the kind of clients you try. So I'm just one of your clients. You have many clients, and they all seem to be, from what I've spoken to you, really high vibrational, truly aligned clients to you, who also value your service, give you the respect and the dignity that's due to you, and respect your work. And that's so important, because as a business owner, yes, I provide a service, but my clients have to appreciate my service. And that's why it's very important that the sort of clients I attract, and you're the same way, you're providing a service. So tell us about that. So tell us about, when this transformation was taking place, once you came into the mastermind, or even before that, what were one of your biggest obstacles about yourself, or what was going on in your mind?
Well, I'll tell the story about a few weeks ago, when during our Q&A, I said that
the mastermind Q&A.
Yeah, the mastermind Q&A. I said that I know that income goal is there, but I felt that there's a wall on top of my head.
I remember that conversation.
Yeah, and it's like I want to jump, but I can't, because there's that wall there. And when you advise me what to do, and I did it, it's like my wings just spread wide, and I was like overwhelmed with, I didn't expect it to happen quickly, and now I can sense that that goal is just around the corner.
Yeah.
It's coming.
You're very close. You're actually physically, you're very close to it anyway. You know the money's coming, and you can see it. So within the next few weeks, you would hit your goal, which is amazing. From going from a point within a few weeks where there's a block, I can't climb over it, to being like, oh, I can see it's happening. So this, now, in all disclaimer, this kind of transformation does take time. It doesn't happen the first 2-3 weeks, or 2-3 months. But you've been with me now for a year. This kind of transformation, we know when you level up, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. So this is why for you it seems like so easy, but it wasn't. There's a lot of hard work and sweat placed behind it the few months back, and the kind of personal work that you've done on yourself.
Yes, definitely. It's like I've been working on myself for, I guess, more than 2 years now, and it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop there, because at one point I thought I was there at the peak, and I was so happy, and all those feelings. But then it's, you go back to reality, and then you have to continue working on yourself, because we still need work. It doesn't stop there.
It's like I said, it's a continuous journey. You're continually growing, and you're expanding. And if you want to take a level, so if you hit particular, for example, $5,000 a month, when you hit that goal, if you want to hit 10, you have to level up. And when you want to hit from 10 to 20, you have to level up. So if you want to hit from 20 to 100, you have to level up. I know that. I've experienced that every step of the way. And now I'm currently, as we speak at the moment, I don't know when somebody's listening to this in maybe a few months or a few years time, I probably have crossed this a while ago. But now when I'm trying to cross the 7 figures, multi-six is easy now. When it comes to 7 figures, earning wise, I'm coming across the same block, and I keep pulling myself down. I go up and I pull myself down. And you know this, because you know what we're doing in the business at the moment. There's no reason why I shouldn't be crossing the 7 figures, but I'm not at this moment in time. And this is why you have to level up. So even me as a money mindset person, I know what to do, yet I still have to do the work before I can jump up. It doesn't automatically put me up. It doesn't just open the floodgates of abundance. It allows me to, the abundance is there. The money's there. It's what I'm allowing myself. So with you, it'd be what you allowed to come to you, right?
Yeah. And I think the most important lesson for me there was that, because I have you to coach me and tell me, because that feeling that you want to jump and there's a wall on top of your head has been going on for like maybe a month or two for me, because I've been questioning myself. I know it's coming, but why isn't it coming? And because when I started to look deeper and feel it, and that's when I knew that there was a wall on top of my head. And that's when I reached out to you and told you about it.
Okay. So what's the biggest lesson you learned, and what was the biggest obstacle for you, when it comes to actually having an online business and changing your mindset? What was the one thing that you struggled the most with in terms of accepting about yourself? And it's very important to do this. I shared recently one of the earlier podcasts about embracing diabetes. What did you find was the hardest thing for you to embrace about yourself before you could level up in your business?
Oh, I guess my value.
Mm.
What the value I give. I always question that. Like there's a lot of, OBMs there, business managers.
Yeah.
But what can I give differently than the others?
Yeah.
That's where that's my biggest struggle then.
And
but
how did you overcome that now? So how did you overcome that? Because I know you have, and you're unique and you're wonderful, and I can see it. But there are many people, many entrepreneurs out there thinking, well, there are so many people who are doing this online business. There's so many people who are this online coaches. There's so many people running this brick and mortar business. There's so many people who are these fitness trainers. Why would someone buy from me? Why would someone come work with me? So how did you overcome that?
It was, I guess I just had to have faith in myself that the through the years, my experience and the stuff that I've learned, that I can apply and teach, build for my clients, are the ones that I need and they see value out of. So that's when I saw that, I was just in flow, literally in my flow. I was just like on a call with my client, and she was saying, I need foot traffic in my recovery center. And then I was just saying, okay, I was just asking a couple of questions, but it hit the target. So really it was, I was in my flow then.
Beautiful. So what I'm thinking, and I'm smiling to hear at the moment, because this is exactly the thing that I teach, and you've accepted it beautifully, which is nobody else can provide the service that you can provide. You are unique, not because of your education and experience, but you as a character, your beliefs, your ideas, the total makeup of you is unique as your thumbprint. So there's no two thumbprints which are the same. So same as that, your imprint is different to anybody else's. So the value you can provide, the service you can provide, cannot be provided by anyone else out there, regardless of the similarity in education and background, or et cetera. You are unique, and you are here to serve some unique individuals. And obviously, you're not everyone's cup of tea. You're not here to serve everybody. Why should you be? There's more than enough people out there for you to have your clients and everybody else to have their ideal clients, and for everyone to be abundant, for everyone to have wealthy. This is a key point. I'm so happy that you accepted it. You accept your value. You're perfect for me, but you may not be perfect for X, Y, and Z. But you don't have to serve X, Y, and Z. You can just, serve me and people like me, and have more clients who are similar to me. Does it make sense? Yeah. So this is the beauty of it. Beautiful. So what sort of tip would you give to somebody who's thinking, well, this sounds really interesting, but where do I start? How do I start working on myself, or what do I do?
I guess, well, the lesson and the tip would be to accept what comes, and also to know what you really want. Because from the beginning, I knew I wanted to be an online freelancer, and I reached for that. I worked hard for that. It's not always, I also had difficult clients before, and it's not always happy. So I guess my tip here is that you always have to try. You always have to try. When you when you think that it's not going to work, you'd be surprised that it will. So you have to really try. I mean, some people give up.
Yeah.
That's what I see. So I would always say, if you feel like if this is something you want to do, go for it. No matter what. Even if you don't see the end of the tunnel. One of the mentor that I had a joy working with said, if it doesn't scare you, then you're not doing it right.
Yeah. That's something that Bob Proctor says quite frequently, one of my early mentors, that if your goal doesn't scare you, your goal probably isn't big enough. You need to be scared. Oh my God, if this becomes a reality, what will happen? And it has to stretch you and scare you. And you have to be in that zone to, okay, I'm going to achieve it. Otherwise, it won't excite you enough. That's very, very important. All right. So what would you say has been your biggest achievements? Is it money? Is it the idea by yourself, or is it the clients you work with? What would you say has been your biggest win since you've changed your mindset, since you've worked on it and achieved everything you so far have, and you're doing beautifully well, and you go on to do amazing more things? But so far, what do you think is your biggest win?
My biggest win is what I am now. Because before if I had something running in my mind, I cannot say it out loud. So what I am now, that's my biggest win. Number 2 would be probably my daughter. The way I've raised her to be conscious and to be, be herself.
Beautiful.
I grew up in a clan, so we are sort of like, what we have to follow, whether or not we like it. So that's where I grew up. So I've raised my daughter to have her own, mind, speak her mind, whether, she's scared, she's happy, she's angry. I let her speak her mind. So that's my biggest win, I think. And the people I work with, my clients, I love them. I believe in what they do. And so I guess that's the driving force for me, because otherwise I won't be able to work with all of my clients for, more than a year now.
Yeah.
And I'm attracting more. So yes, those are the 3 wins that I have.
Awesome. So Jenn, tell us, where can we find you, and what, do you have a website, or you have a social media handles? Where can people find out more about you?
I have a LinkedIn account, so it's Jennifer Algarate, and then I have one in Facebook, Jenn Tatel, and my website is coming soon. I'm building it, so it's coming soon. That's it.
Thank you so much. So thank you so much, Jenn, for sharing your wisdom, sharing your experiences with our audience, telling us how you went from, one extreme to the other, and then pulled yourself out by, with your, while simultaneously full-time teaching your daughter, homeschooling her, and dealing with everything else and the discrimination. Especially, I want to remind our audience that Jenn has been able to achieve all of this not in the Western world, not in Canada, America, US, and UK or Australia, like one of the perceived ideas of European countries. She's actually achieved this while being in the Philippines, which is a developing country in which there's a lot of discrimination and a lot of I won't say
racism sometimes.
Yeah, a lot of that happens, especially towards women, and there's a lot of shame attached to being a single parent and so forth. So she's done phenomenally well, and she's holding her ground, and she's leading by example. So she's being a phenomenal role model for her daughter. So join me again. Thank you so much for joining us today. Join me again next time for another journey, for another inspirational story on our Friday features. I can't wait to share another amazing person with you. I hope you're enjoying this Friday feature as much as I enjoy presenting it for you. Until the next time we meet, this is Gull Khan signing off. Take care and bye for now.
Bye.